Hi, everybody. I'm Jamie Spencer, also known as Miss Jamie OT, and I'm here today with Robert Constantine of Vision Rehab OT. And we're so excited because we've been working really hard behind the scenes to put together a course about vision for school-based occupational therapy practitioners. So this is a passion of Robert's. He's an expert in vision, and I, as a school-based occupational therapist, am also really excited about it because I think that this is an area that a lot of OTs want to learn about. So Robert is going to talk quickly about himself and his experience, and then we're going to dive right into Robert's favorite standardized test for the school setting.
Hi, I'm Robert Constantine. I'm Vision Rehab OT. And for the last 8 years, I have been helping kids and adults as well, but mostly helping kids that are having eye movement problems and near vision focusing problems that are affecting their academic performance. I've enjoyed lecturing all over the country. I answer a whole lot of questions on the internet, and I'm really excited to be hanging out with Miss Jamie today and telling you about the Developmental Eye Movement test. A really great, quick assessment that you guys can use that can help you find kids that are having problems and give you some insight into why they're having those problems.
So Robert, very quickly, can you just explain what are eye movements and why should we be testing for them?
So typically glasses are going to correct for static vision problems. Basically, it's about the shape of the eye and the shape of the lens. So glasses fix that. But vision, particularly near vision focusing and reading, or eye movement, are tasks that require very dynamic visual skills. Your eyes have to focus correctly far and near in order for you to be good at a near vision task. Your eyes have to move together in a very coordinated, accurate fashion in order for you to accurately read. So this is affecting a lot of the kids that are in school that are on school-based therapists' caseload right now.
Right, and that's not something that the eye doctor typically would test for, and definitely not the school nurse, right?
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, this is something that gets overlooked more often than not. So we're going to make sure our therapists know that they're going to tell their parents to ask for it by name. You want a binocular vision assessment when you go in for your eye exam.
Okay, that's great. So when we were putting this course together, and I know we've been working on it for a while, but one of the things that stuck to me was that you recommend school-based OTs use the developmental eye movement test. So I have never used that test. So when you recommended it, I went right out and got it.
Hey!
I'm always excited to learn about a new standardized assessment that's appropriate to use within a school setting and can be related back to function and the child's occupation in school. So tell us a few favorite things about this test. Why do you like it so much?
So there's a big discussion about what our role is as therapists as it relates to vision. And our role as it relates to vision is the same as anything else. We need to capture the functional deficit that a child is having related to a physical or a cognitive issue that he's having. So the developmental eye movement test, it mistakenly gets, it was originally considered a test for saccade accuracy, to look at accuracy of saccades, and it kind of does that. But what it really does is it correlates very well to reading fluency. So what happens, the developmental eye movement test captures that functional deficit of reading fluency that's caused when a patient is having poor ocular motor skills. So it only takes about 2 minutes to give it. It takes about 2 minutes to score it. It is standardized by age and grade from ages 5 up to 13 years old. And research says you can actually use those same statistics into adulthood. So even if you have older kids. So it's quick to score. It's quick to give. The kids only need to know how to read numbers. And it gives you great information. It also tells you, was their poor performance on this assessment, was that related to an ocular motor problem, or it gives you some insight if it was related to something else. Perhaps they're having a problem with automaticity of numbers, or they're having a speech problem. So the way you score the test really highlights really points out that an ocular motor problem is affecting their performance on this test. It's not that expensive either. Miss Jamie, how much was yours? I want to say they're like $90 now.
Yeah. I was very excited because I find for school-based OT evaluations, they're either pretty cheap like this, like not $100, or you have something like the BOT2, which is through the roof. And, we have a lot of therapists that work for agencies here in Long Island. And so very often they're buying their own assessment tools, and it's expensive. So it's great to have a test that's under $100, but still ages 5 to 13. So that's an entire elementary school caseload as well as some middle school kids, which is wonderful.
Yes.
And that's when you're really being concerned about reading and reading disabilities and things like that. So are there different subtests, Robert?
So there's 2 easy tests. So that's sort of this is the check. So tell me, do you know your numbers? Can you see the numbers? Okay. So that's what that first pre-test is for. That's just sort of, hey, tell me how that does. So on test A, what you have to do is the patient's going to read those single digit numbers. They're going to read the first column, then they're going to go back up to the top and read the second column. And you're going to score the time that it took to do that. And then when we go to test B, it's another one that looks just like test A. They read top to bottom in one column, then top to bottom to the next. You record that time and any errors. There shouldn't be any errors on the vertical test. Then we flip and go to the third page. And when the kids see this page, they're like, oh no. Because they know this is going to be tricky.
It looks tricky to me. So what do they have to do? There's 2 columns of straight numbers and then a mess of numbers in the middle.
Right. So they need to read those numbers now horizontally. And they're going to read the numbers horizontally all the way down. Particularly with the older kids, when you get to 11, 12, 13, when you add up the times of the 2 vertical tests, they should be about the same as the one on the horizontal test. Little younger, there's the ratio of those 2 times tells you, is there an ocular motor problem that's affecting their performance on this and therefore affecting their reading, because the results correlate to that. But you'll hear the difference when they start to read it. And Miss Jamie, you can quiz me and look at the numbers if you want. I've done this test a lot. So in the vertical test, you'll hear them read it. 3, 7, 5, 9, 8, 2, 5, 7, 4, 6. Then the horizontal test comes up, and all of a sudden it's 3, 7, 5, 8, 9. Skip that one. Hold on. They skip lines as they're going down. So you can actually hear the difference as they start to read these horizontal numbers.
That's really cool.
So one of the biggies for me with the DEM as well is when I've had several children that when we get their horizontal score appropriate and their ratio appropriate, mom and the school says, though, they're still having reading problems. They're still having reading fluency problems. And those were frequently the kids that tested positive for developmental dyslexia. So this is a way of sort of taking out and going, no, the ocular motor part of the reading task is good for this child. So there's something else happening affecting his reading performance, not ocular motor tests. So it's a great test for that as well.
Yeah, and it really gives you some insight into functionally exactly what's going on with this child.
Yeah.
That's great. So, as I said, we mentioned the DEM, and we're talking, and you and I are focusing on vision like crazy lately because we are putting together this course, Vision 101 for School-Based Occupational Therapy Practitioners, which is about to launch, and I'm so excited. I know you are too. So I want to just put it out there to our followers to go to our waiting page and sign up to be notified when the course is open. It's going to be in a week or 2, and we'll keep you posted as to all the great things that are going on with this course. You're going to be able to learn a lot. And if you're a school-based occupational therapist or occupational therapy assistant and you want to be more competent when it comes to understanding, screening, and assessing vision, this course is the all-in-one vision course for you. So I'm really excited about it. And I want to thank Robert for joining me today. And for all of you who are watching, thank you so much and have a great night.